starting to turn into ruffians. And I think it's our duty to exert our influence and do everything we can to get those boys away from Mr. Rockman into a nice home like Ethel Garner's.
Don't you think you're exaggerating the evil influence of Matt Rockford? I happen to know that he's one of the nicest men in Cimarron City. He loves those boys, and he would do nothing to harm them.
I saw what I saw, Beth, and so did Ethel. Now, what can you say to that?
I say we should mind our own business. Excuse me. Oh, Alice, would you like another piece of cake?
Oh, my goodness. I've been so busy talking, I haven't eaten this one yet.
That's the idea.
Well, Joey, even if I could get any official information on those men, I don't believe I could give it to you, unless you were working for the law.
And kids can't wear badges, can they?
No, I'm afraid not.
You think they did it, Mr. Sampson?
Well, now, that'd be a little hard to say.
They were the only strangers in town that day, weren't they?
Yes, all that I know of.
Dad had trouble with them.
Yes.
They'd give him reason.
Oh, it could.
I think they're the ones that did it, Mr. Sampson. I'm sure of it.
Joey, you'll never catch these men. Why don't you leave it up to the law?
I wish I could, Mr. Sampson. But I can't. Goodbye, sir.
Hello, Joey.
Hi. Can I come in to talk to you a minute, Miss Beth?
Why, certainly. Please come in. Excuse me.
You having a party in there?
A hen party. What did you want to see me about, Joey?
Oh, yeah. Do you keep the names of everybody that stays here?
A register, you mean? Yes, I do.
I wonder if I could look at it.
Well, if you give me the date, I can find the name for you.
It was April the 18th.
April the 18th. April. 18th. Here we are. Well, there were only 3 names that day. Well, those are the 3...
That's right, Miss Beth. Those are the men that beat up my dad.
Well, what do you want to know the names for, Joey?
Because I think they're the ones that killed him. And it'll make it a lot easier for me to find them. May I look at it, please?
Well, yes. Won't do much good, I'm afraid.
Why not?
Well, look. William Smith, Bill Smith, Willie Smith. I heard one of the men call one of them Les.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, thanks anyway, Miss Beth.
Joey. Joey, does Mr. Rockford know about this?
Yes, ma'am, he knows. Goodbye, Miss Beth.
Although Art Sampson told me immediately of his conversation with Joey, I never mentioned it to him. In fact, neither one of us had ever again mentioned his gun practice. He didn't seem to hold against me the fact that I had refused to help him, and I was hoping that his desire for vengeance would wear off before he felt ready to prove his skill, and that he could be just a normal boy growing into manhood. But Beth Purcell didn't see it that way.
When Alice Purdy first mentioned it, I told her we should mind our own business.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But when I found out what Joey was up to, and that you knew about it, I felt that I had to come and talk to you.
Well, you can tell that sewing circle to mind their own business. The boys are going to be just fine right where they are.
Don't underestimate those women, Matt. They can exert a very strong influence over their husbands, and from there it could get out of hand. Alice is already talking about circulating a petition demanding that you give up the boys.
What?
If she gets enough people behind her, you won't be able to ignore them, Matt. She's insisting that Chris and Joey have a mother. She thinks they'll become ruffians in the hands of an unmarried man.
Pampering by a woman isn't going to change Joey's mind about anything.
Doesn't hurt a boy to have a mother. We've all had one at one time or another.
At his age, he needs the guidance of a man.
Do you think teaching him to be a gunslinger is guidance?
I wasn't teaching him.
Alice said she saw you.
Well, Alice is wrong. And that whole sewing circle is wrong if they think they're going to have anything to say about those boys. Now, just which side are you on?
Well, you don't have to get angry with me.
Well, then why were you interfering?
I came here as a friend.
Yes, a fine friend.
Listen, Matt. I came here to warn you. But judging from your disposition, I think the boys do need a woman's influence.
Well, thanks for letting me know just whose side you're
Don't
on.
mention it!
Beth. Beth. I'm sorry.
What's wrong, Matt? I've never seen you act like this before. What's the matter?
Nothing, Beth.
Matt, you and I have been friends for a long time. Is it really so bad that you can't tell me about it? Maybe I could help.
Maybe you could at that. One thing I don't need right now is Alice Purdy and that petition of hers.
Why are the boys so important to you?
I should have known better than to try to hold something from you. I'm going to tell you the truth, Beth. It's more than I've admitted to anybody else. I love those boys, and don't make any mistake about that. But the reason I took them and the reason I've got to keep them is because they're my conscience.
Your conscience?
Yes. As long as they're with me and I'm taking care of them, I'm not bothered so much by the mistake I made. Beth, I hit a man when he was down. I thought I was helping him by making him take a look at himself, but it was too soon. He wasn't ready for it. And he came back at me by trying to rob me. I caught him. He died by his own gun. But I helped drive him to his death.
Jess Conway.
Yes. Joey doesn't know that I'm the man he's looking for. And I can't tell him.
Of course you can't.
I'm not going to give them up, Beth. That may be selfish of me, but that's the way it's got to be. No matter what Alice Purdy says or does.
Don't worry about her. I'll just bake several cakes.
Huh?
It's a new weapon for keeping her quiet.
Well, that ain't old hospitality himself.
Not this time, boys. I want you to keep right on a-riding.
What for? We're not looking for any trouble.
Maybe not, but around here, I think it'll find you without you're looking for it.
We're just on our way back to Tulsa. We're tired. We need some chow, a place to sleep. You got no call to turn us out?
Well, that's the way it's going to be. Or maybe you'd rather have me send a telegram to the marshal's office in Washington, see if there's anything he wants me to hold you for in particular.
Holding us may not be so easy for one man.
I got all the help I want if I need it. A whole town full.
Nah, let's get out of this crummy place. Tulsa ain't so touchy.
Joey! Joey! Matt, we've got trouble. Those 3 men that Joey thinks he's after came into town. I got rid of them all right, but not before Joey saw them. I think he overheard them say they were going on to Tulsa. Anyway, he lit out for the ranch as fast as that horse could go. You know what he went to get.
Maybe I can catch up with him.
I don't know.
Which one of you killed Jess Conway?
Well, if it ain't the scrapper himself. Well, you look at what he's packing on his hip now. I guess he graduated from the school books. What you doing out here, Sonny? Lost?
I'm looking for the one who killed my dad.
Oh, no fooling. He finally got it, huh? Well, I'm not surprised.
One of you did it. Which one?
Now I know why the gun. I guess it'd be kind of silly going after a killer with a bundle of school books. You made a mistake, Sonny. I don't know nothing about your old man. Nobody takes a shot at me unless he finishes what he started. Not even a schoolboy.
Well, get him! I'm only gonna warn you once. I'm only after the one who did it. If he's too much of a coward to say so, then I'll get all three of you. Who did it? Which one of you?
None of them did it, Joey.
Uncle Matt, don't try to stop me.
The boy made a mistake. You can all forget it.
I didn't make a mistake. Joe, one of you or both of you.
Joey, will you stop it?
Joe!
They didn't kill your father.
Cowards, Joe!
I did. All right, get rid of it.
Do what he says. Not our fight.
Let's get that arm taken care of.
Did you mean what you said? That you killed Dad?
I'm afraid it's true, Joey. But there's more to it than that. Come on, we better talk about it.
Get your hands off of me. And there's nothing to talk about.
I think there is, Joey.
Give me my gun.
It'll be better this way until you have a chance to cool off.
Don't think this makes any difference in what I aim to do. Just because it was you who did it.
Joey.
Well, scratch on the arm isn't going to slow me down.
Joey, use your head.
No wonder you didn't want to teach me anything.
Look, I've got to explain something to
You can do all the explaining you want to do. Tomorrow after 11 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be in front of your office and my gun's going to be loaded.
Joey!
If we could just find Joey, maybe we could talk some sense into him.
You'll never find him until he wants to be seen. At 11 o'clock.
Well, I could put him into protective custody the minute he rides into town.
Into jail? No, Art. That's all he'd need to think that the whole world was against him. And the way he can handle that gun, it wouldn't be long before he was really outside the law.
Then what do you suggest?
I'll have to meet him at 11 o'clock.
Chris!
Joey! Where you been, Joey?
I'll tell you later. Is anybody around?
Uncle Matt went to town.
All right, now listen. I want you to get some clothes together and saddle your pony and come with me.
Where are we going?
To my camp where I stayed last night. I might have to leave you there for a little while, but when I come back, we're riding out of here for good.
Going to leave here? Why?
Never mind why. We're just not living here anymore.
Did you ask Uncle Matt?
Uncle Matt's got nothing to say about it, nor about you and me from now on. Now hurry up, get your things.
But I don't want to go anyplace.
Chris, don't argue. We got to.
No, I like it here. And I don't want to leave Uncle Matt. And I don't see why you do either. He's your Uncle Matt, same as mine.
He's not. Nothing to me. I hate him. Will you please hurry?
No, I won't. I won't. And you can't make me.
All right, then stay here. You'll be sorry you did.
Joey, don't go.
There isn't any choice, Beth. Joey will never be happy living with me now that he knows, and neither will Chris when he finds out.
Ethel Garner will be here pretty soon now, Matt. She'll be good for the boys. I'm sure of that. And I know that when Joey thinks about this, he won't show up today.
I hope you're right, Beth. But I'm afraid you're not.
Uncle Matt, Uncle Matt. Joey's gonna run away. And he wanted me to go with him. But I didn't want to go.
Now, just take it easy, old-timer. Let's start from the beginning. Where did you see Joey?
At home. And he said he hated you, too. But why did he say that?
Is he already gone? Run away, I mean.
I don't think so. He said he wanted me to stay at his camp while he went and did something. Then he was going to run away.
That means he is coming.
I don't want Joey to run away, Uncle Matt. Can't you make him stay?
I'll do my best, Chris.
Can I be of any help?
Chris, you remember Mrs. Garner, don't you?
We're old friends, aren't we, Chris?
She used to bring cookies and things to our house.
Now, Chris, I want you to go with Mrs. Garner while I try to find Joey. All right?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Beth, remember...
Matt, Joey's coming in, and fast.
Beth, get Chris and Ethel out of here, quick.
Nat, be careful.
All right, remember no interfering, no matter what happens.
All right, Matt. But you remember you're dealing with a trigger-happy kid.
Yeah.
I'm ready any time you are.
I think we'd better talk, Joey.
I didn't come here to talk.
Sorry, Joey. I don't fight kids.
Put your gun back on, I'll show you how much kid I am. At least I'm not afraid to fight. I'm not a coward like you.
That'll be about enough of that kind of talk.
I don't think so.
Listen, Joey, I'm still your guardian. And you better listen to me.
Will you stop treating me like a kid? I'm old enough to use this gun. And that makes me old enough to take care of the one who killed my dad. You hear that? There's a man who did it. He killed my dad and then he lied about it. And then he took me and Chris in. And that was supposed to make everything all right. Because we were just kids and we wouldn't know what to do about it anyway. Well, I know what to do about it. I'm gonna kill him. That is, if he's not too much coward to pick that gun up and fight.
Joey, you just made me realize I have been thinking of you as a kid. I was protecting you because I didn't think you were old enough to hear the truth, but I was wrong. I guess if you're man enough to use a gun, you're man enough to hear the real story about your father. I wasn't going to tell you the whole story just a minute ago. I was going to soften it for you, but not now. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to find out just how much of a man you really are. If you can't take what you'll be hearing, just go ahead and make your play. Your father was killed because he fell on his own gun. He fell because I'd pushed a desk over on him. The same desk that he had just broken into and robbed. My desk. In my house, Joey. This wasn't his first robbery. Your father died because he'd become a thief.
You're a liar!
Joey, boy. Joey, you're all right now.
I'm sorry.
You backed down, Joey, but it took a lot better man to do that than it would take to shoot.
You didn't even make a draw for your gun. I could have killed you.
I was counting on you using your head.
Thanks. I'm sorry, Uncle Matt. I think I knew about Dad all the time. But as long as I was gunning for his killer, I didn't have to admit it.
It's all right. It's all right, Joey. He had his reasons. And to him, I guess they were good ones. Don't be too hard on him.
I'm not. I still think he was a swell guy.
Sure. Ethel Garner and her husband, Sam, were going to have two fine boys to raise in Chris and Joey Conway. However, it wasn't going to be long before Joey would grow away from them. He proved that today. But when it happens, and the Garners lose a boy, Cimarron City is going to gain a darn good man.